Okay, so now we will look at the thing that will probably occur the most, the half butterfly, okay? Because people will not just let their legs crush. This is a recipe for getting past immediately. So we will end up in the half butterfly. Good thing is we already looked at how to pass the half butterfly. So the only difference here is the entry. Instead of falling forward and applying pressure, we misalign the partner. So we do it from this angle. So let's say I outflank him and have your half butterfly, beautiful. And now we already beat the leg. So again, if I'm not coming forward with a good player, he will bring his knee to the inside again. Yes. So the moment I outflank my partner, I will walk to the opposite side and I will put my whole weight into his hip. So from here, if he tries to push me away and do all the things, now we can pretty much start with all of the sequences that we looked at the previous section. And again, if something feels better, something that I didn't show you before, for example, I could just push this away and step over, do it. Because you are playing by the concepts that we established, okay? So again, if you go to one side and your partner is denying you the side, you go to the other. If he's denying you this side, you repeat this, okay? You're fighting for the unfair advantage, not for the pass. So sometimes, maybe it will look something like this. I go to the left, he fights. I go to the right, he fights. Left, right, bam. Now I outflanked it. So now I can go down. Maybe he brings his knee back in. And the moment he brings the knee back in, this is where I crush it again. And now he fights here, and now I crush it maybe immediately. Okay? So then I can pass. I'm not looking for the pass, I'm looking for the unfair advantage. And only then I will apply pressure. So guys, check the section before, and then you can use all of the passes that we looked at. Okay, now we will look at what happens if we come immediately to the half guard. So there's actually something more. Sometimes if you hip switch, you pass him immediately, but we don't need to look at this because this is very close related to the half guard, okay? And if you come to the half guard, a little bit changes because now you don't need to apply weight on the butterfly hooks anymore. We prefer butterfly hooks, like we all like to pass butterfly hooks, but a lot of people are still afraid of it. I think as long as you understand the concept of gravity and the concept of putting the weight of the heel into the butt of the butterfly guard, then you're fine. But again, some people prefer this, and sometimes you land in the half guard. So we not only need to understand how to pass it, we also want to be there to get confidence. So let's say I fall into my partner, I outflank him, and I land in this position here, okay? When you land here, make sure to not let your leg hang like this, okay? I don't want him to go for scorpions or any other, exactly. I don't want this to happen, even if I'm in a good position, okay? If you feel comfortable here, you can do it, but I would prefer to be here, okay? I stay with my whole weight on the high body lock. So now if my partner tries to escape here or do whatever, it will be very hard. If you can, put your whole weight on your forehead, like this, okay? So now if he tries to keep the half guard, it's hard, and I shake him off, okay? My whole weight is on him now. So really try to keep the half guard, Linus. It's very hard for him if my whole weight is on the top point. And now I can bring my knee to the outside, or I can bring my knee to the inside and knee cut out. If your positioning is still slightly above the solar plexus, like we talked about, both sides are fine. So let's do it from this side. So let's assume I go into this position and we land in the half guard, okay? If my grip is slower, just because he pushed me down or whatever, I don't want to stay here. A grip too low is not my preferred method to pass from here. So if you need to, you can also let the hands go, okay? If you feel unsafe just because your positioning is messed up. So now we are fighting in the half guard chest to chest, okay? Don't overcommit. I want to beat the hands first. If I just try to go for a cross face and he pushes on my hip or pushes me away, this is where I lose the position. So I come into this position where I flare my knee to the outside. I don't want to have my knee like this on the ground. He can knee lever me here. I don't want this to happen. So I pull my knee to myself, you see, right here. And now I'm fighting the hands. If I can go double biceps, I will. So from here, if he tries to fight me, he needs to clear the double bicep. And now I can go to the crossface. Okay, and from the crossface, it's the same idea. I'm not pushing in with my shoulder. If I push him with my shoulder, that's uncomfortable. But look at his ability of moving his shoulder. Yeah, he can still move it. What I will look at is turning his face away and falling on my shoulder, like this. So now move your shoulders, Linus. It's very hard. And now it's very easy for me to just step over and pass my partner. This is way more uncomfortable. But again, if you keep the high body lock, pass with the high body lock. You don't even need to change your head positioning just because the high body lock is so strong. So let's do it with the high body lock one more time from the half guard. Let's say I have the high body lock. I just put my whole weight on the head or on the forehead. Try to keep the half guard. It should be very hard for Linus. So I just shake it off. I could use a leg assist, but it's not needed. And now I can knee cut out. Okay? So now you have all of the ideas for the main scenarios when you misalign the lower from the upper body. And again, we are not fighting for the pass. We are fighting for the unfair advantage. So try to go left, try to go right, try to go over the top. Okay, try to pin the shoulder line, try to put so much force on your partner that he's like shocked for a little second. Okay, and only then you have the unfair advantage, what we're looking at today, and then you can pass. So I already explained why I showed from the over-under. I think if you got it from the over-under, you will also understand it from the double-unders. So we just need to look at the difference here, okay? And also understand that me personally, or us, Linus too, we prefer the over-under method because we are pinning a hand. Okay, so my partner is essentially losing a hand. The downside is if I'm not really pinning the hand, and if I'm not good in this method, he can use this for his own attacks, okay? So like he could get a pinch headlock, he could have a shoulder crunch, he could have a lot of things, okay? With double unders, if there's not much pressure, he still has double overs, okay? That's also not great, but he can't really utilize it in the sense of getting pinch headlock, shoulder crunches, and what so on. So this is technically a safer option, but your partner has both hands to defend. So let's turn a little bit. I use the same methodology, like I still grab where I want to grip depending on which technique I want to use or which method, tripod, high tripod or just high body lock. So now I'm even more connected to my partner, okay? So it's better chest to chest connection, but now he has two hands. So you can use both hands to frame on my head, for example. Yes, if he gets this, I will have more problems. If he pushes on my chest somehow before I enter, I will have more problems, okay? Even when I pass my partner. After the pass, even though I have a high body lock, his hand is not trapped. So you can push me away with the hand and then turtle. Okay? Yeah, exactly. So it's definitely a safer position. And I wouldn't say it's easier to get. It depends on your partner what is easier to get. But it's definitely not as controlling after the pass and also mid-pass. But it's safer. So decide for yourself. We pretty much personally like to play over-under just because we're confident in there. But yeah, again, it's on your side to decide and not much is changing. So the only thing that we will look at here is the extension problem because my partner can actually push me further away. So the thing that we looked at a little bit already, and that's pretty much it. The rest stays the same. Okay, so now we will look at the framing problem again, and now in more detail on how to pass. So we already talked about two things. Number one, if my partner is extending, we want to backstep. Number two, in double unders, it's sometimes easier for my partner to extend because they can use their hands on my head. To be fair, if you have a proper body lock, it will be hard for your partner to do it. But what they can do is push themselves down in a low body lock. So if I have a high body lock with double unders, it's easier for my partner to push themselves, exactly, to push themselves down, push you further into the low body lock, okay? So understand, while he pushes himself, what is happening? Come back, Linus. While he's pushing himself, he's extending. So the moment he pushes, I backstep into the 2-on-1. Every time my partner extends, I go into the 2-on-1, okay? Or 1-on-1, whatever I get. My partner is pushing, I backstep. My partner is pushing with the knee, I backstep. My partner tries to go down to the low body lock, I backstep. And I need to do it like immediately, okay? It has to be in my head. I see the jab, I slip and I re-jab, okay? So let's look at this from this angle. And let's just look at this from a normal double unders high body lock, and my partner is just extending with the knees, okay? But this works for pushing on the head, pushing on the hips, going to the low body lock, whatever. So I go into this position, he extends on me, beautiful. I immediately backstep, or if I can't backstep because he's too sticky, I backstep and I do a nice sprawl. So from the sprawl, I immediately come up. If I stay with the sprawl and my partner is flexible, he can, he can put his leg around his left leg, okay? Yeah, some people are so flexible that they will trap you here. So the moment I sprawl, I come up. And now I want to step over the knee. So let's go back for a second. Come up, Lino. I just want to show you guys how we step over the knee. So I do it without the high body lock, just so you guys can see it. I fall on my partner extends me away, I backstep, I'm right here, and now from the backstep, I want to sprawl out as far as I can and come up immediately. So you guys see I cut the corner. If I stay here, I'm just too close for his other leg. So I try to backstep to the side and I come up. And now I'm perpendicular, okay? I do it with the high body lock. So from here, it's easy for me to just step over. Have a good knee shield. You see, the further I'm away from my partner, the more I'm perpendicular. I can just step over, and now I can solidify the pass. So one more time, with the high body lock. We do it from here. Double unders. My partner pushes me or does whatever. Backstep. I sprawl out. I come up, and you see I cut the corner. So now if he tries to push me away, it's really hard, and I can start to go over the knee. Come back, Linus. If he pushes me with his hand, with the right hand, yes, I do the same thing that we looked at before. I'm not just stepping over, I'm bringing my foot forward. Okay, you see, the further my foot is forward, the easier it is for me to just collapse his hand. And now I solidify the pass. Okay. So, again, it's very important to cut the corner. I'm not just backstepping, I cut the corner to step over the leg. And I think you will get away with this most of the times. It's good to switch sides. We will look at this in the next video. But please drill this. Get the trainings partner. Do it from double unders. It also works from double overs. It also works from the high tripod. If your partner is pushing you away, try to immediately backstep so you can feel it out, okay? You feel a push, backstep. And then you will be a nightmare for people that even are flexible and try to go to the close guard. Okay guys, so I talked about this in the last video. You want to have a jab cross. You don't only want to have a jab, okay? So with good people, it will be hard to pass them over one side. So it's good to do the extra work, go left and step over the right, okay? This is also what Linus does in the most times. This is also what Nicky Rod does from the low body lock. And you see this style is similar to the low body lock. So I have double unders. My partner is extending me. I go right here. I try to step over, but it's just too hard for me to step over because he does a good job, okay? So the moment he pushes me and he tries to bring the legs back in, I'm stepping over the other side and I'm backstepping, okay? It will happen very, very fast, okay? So you will not try to go over and then try to go to the other side. You go left, right, left, right, left, right, okay? Let's do it from this angle. So, at this time, let's say he pushes himself down to a low body lock. I backstep, I try to go over, he pushes me away, and then I go to this side. And now I come up, and the lower you are, the more you have to deal with the turtle, okay? So if you have a low body lock, we all know that my partner will turn. Okay? If you continue with a high body lock, you will probably hold your partner down. But if you don't have the arm in, it will be difficult. Okay, let me do it one time without the high body lock, just so you guys can see it. So pretty much, lay down. Pretty much we go 2-on-1, we step over. If we can step over because he is doing a good job of flaring the knee or pushing us, then we step over this leg. And now we can backstep to the pass, okay? And pretty much you can continue it 2-3 times. You can go left, right, left, right. It's the same idea. And you're also gaining an unfair advantage because your partner can really do something. He has no hooks on the inside and you're outflanking your partner. So this is a very good method. And again, you need to be good in it, especially if your partner tries to push on you. And this is probably the number one thing where people don't get, like where people struggle with the high body lock, if you can say it. So if you have this, your partner will have a very hard time. Me personally, I like to step over because I have nimble hips, so you can also do this. Or this method is way more high percentage. Okay, let's now come to the double overs. And this is the most unconventional thing, but it works. If you want to see it in live action, I have a reel on my Instagram channel where I do it with Kenta. So Kenta is 3 times, I think, trials champion, or 4 times even, I don't know. And he had double unders on me and I could lock it and successfully pass. So it works, okay, because he's way better than me. And pretty much the only thing that you need to understand for positioning with double unders, let's do it from this. If my partner has double unders, if he has head position on me, lock the double unders, I'm fucked. Okay, I will not try to do anything from here that is offensive. What I need to do is drop my head lower than his head so I can start to weight his double unders. You see, my whole weight is now on his double unders. So now I can actually re-attack. But if I don't have my head lower than his, it will be hard to re-attack. So if I want to do the high body lock here, it's a low body lock because the high body lock will come from his lock. You see how high he is? So what I do, I sag my way down and I lock my hands almost on his hip line, okay, slightly below the hip. And now I fall on him. You see his grips are the high body lock now. And now I can start with all of my passes that we will look in a second. So now if Linus tries to escape here and he tries to use his double unders, I put my elbows together, okay? And my whole weight is on my grip, okay? So it's the same idea here. I put my weight on my own grip. This will hurt a little bit. Doesn't matter how easy you grip, just because it's lower, but it's very powerful, okay? So if your partner has double unders, I immediately sag my body weight, okay? I sag my body weight. I have head position, so I don't want him to have his head under mine. I need to fight for it, okay? So I fight left, right, left, right. I sag my whole body weight and I connect it as low as possible, okay? Not as low as possible. I think if I'm on the hip, I will lose his double unders, so I go slightly above the hip. And now I'm just falling on my grip. My whole body weight goes on my grip. So now if he tries to move me and does all of the stuff, it will be hard and I can start with my passes. Okay, so now let's have a quick look at the passing options. You pretty much have all of the passing options that we looked at, but your grip is slightly lower. So stepping over will be harder, and it's easier to do the backstep things that we also do from the extension problem. Okay, so I will run you through some options. You can play around with it because we already have the concept. So I connect the body lock, I fall on my partner, and now you can start with trying to step over. If you can step over, you can do the half butterfly passes that we looked at. If you can step over, I would recommend to misalign the lower from the upper body. So I could go left, he follows me, I go right, boom. And now I can force the half guard. So from the half guard, you see I'm pretty low. You can start to pass with the low body lock, but you can also just open the hands and go to a crossface. Just make sure that he's not getting this underhook. If he gets this underhook, I try to be under his elbow so he can't really use the underhook. And now I can start with my passes, okay? So pretty much you can use all of the things that we looked at. Just understand that you're a bit lower. So the high body lock action will come from his own grips. And it will be very hard for him to flare them out because you're pulling it in and your grip is very low. So use all of the passes that we looked at and my preference or my recommendation, misalign the lower from the upper body. So the last things that we did. So now we will look at how to enter the high body lock. I already spoke about it in my rumble passing instructional and also at connection top. So I will run you through two of the main ideas. Okay, main idea number one is to force someone to come up from a supine position. Okay, you can do it with two things. Number one, you have someone that wants to play seated and play seated, and you push them down the whole time. You push them down and they want to come up. So every time they come up, they expose at least one underhook. And if they expose at least one underhook, you can get into the pocket position. For example, you go into a camping and they push you away, they try to come up. So if they come up, they come to an elbow. Boom. And now we are in the pocket. And from here, I can start all of my high body lock passing. Okay? So this is one method. And again, you can also do it from them being supine. The second method is the rumble passing or staying safe method. Okay? So it's pretty much like a shot. I fight with my partner, I control his hands, I'm harassing his head, I'm doing all of the stuff that I talked about in the other DVD. And if I want to enter, the moment I see an opening, I level change and I shoot into my partner. It's like a double leg. So I'm not just going into the underhook or into the pocket position, because from here it's 50-50. He can also attack me. I'm always entering with an off balance. So let's say I level change, I go in like this. You see, I off balance him. So while he tries to keep his posture and comes back, I can go into the high body lock and start to pass my partner. Okay? One more thing that I want to show, you don't need to use the high body lock only from the butterfly guard. Okay? I only show this because this is what most people understand, and this is harder to get to. So, or it's harder to pass from there, but if you outflank your partner, it's easier to pass. It's just harder to get there. So for example, I do it from here. If I can outflank my partner, let's say I go here, he follows me, I backstep and I shoot him from here. So now I outflanked him. This body lock is way better. So now if he tries to kick me away or do whatever, I have a high body lock with a pass. Okay? So the three options are rumble pass, treat it like a takedown, off balance them. Number two, force them supine and anticipate their seat sitting up. Or you try to make them sit up. Always push into them, even there, off balance them. Don't just go in, okay? Really punch it in. This is the big difference. If I just go in like this, or if I go in like this. I want to off balance my partner, so he has no chance to attack me while I enter. And the third thing is outflank them. If you outflank them and you pass both legs, or you have one leg on the inside, you can also use the high body lock. Okay? You can use it from everywhere. You can use it from a leg inside, you can use it from here, you can use it from here. And if you master it from the butterfly or from the pocket position, you already can do it from anywhere. Okay? So play around with it, and I hope you get into it a lot. Okay, so now let's look at how to train the high body lock. I repeat myself, but you always want to do it with people that have no understanding in the beginning. So you can gain confidence, you can play around with it, you have more time to react. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Do it with people that have no idea from there. And if you pass them easily, then you go up to the next level, people that are quite good. Then you go up to the next level, people that are really good, and so on, up until you are with the best people in the world. Because if you start from there, you should have a pretty big advantage, even if they are better than you. If they are way better than you, okay, it will be hard. But if they are only slightly better than you, you have a good chance. And not many people are playing this. So even if they're a black belt, maybe they are a white belt in this skill. I like to use it in the base rounds. If you don't know what the base rounds are, please watch my other instructions on my Patreon. It's pretty simple. It's pretty much just positional rounds from entanglements, and we want to go in and not away. So you can do this in the beginning of each training. You can just start in the pocket position, for example. My partner has an underhook, I have an underhook, and then we start from here. Do it in a low heart rate to develop the skill. And if you feel more comfortable, you just up the heart rate. Okay? You can also start from double unders. You can also start from double overs. Depends on how far you are in this instructional and what you want to practice on. Okay. So then you can do 5 minutes from top and 5 minutes from the bottom. Okay. Play a bit in this position, start from this position, do it with less good people, then go to better people. And if you really want to improve on the skill, do base every day before training, 5 minutes top, 5 minutes on the bottom. And then you will not only develop the benefits of the passing, you will also develop the benefits of playing guard from the pocket position. But trust me, if you're an equal skill, in my opinion, the top partner should have the advantage because of the gravity. Okay, gravity can't be pushed off so easily.